Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Abby, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the plants I'm struggling with and diagnose my plants with me. You guys seem to really love the plants I'm struggling with videos, and I hear you. I have them all the time. So we've got my morning coffee, which is very, very much needed. And I have about 6 or 7 plants to show you. Mostly will be here with some B-roll so you can see a closer inspection as to what I'm trying to show you and talk to you about. Of course, you're going to help me diagnose them. And also, I'll have to take you into the place where one of the bigger ones is, so I'm not gonna lug that in here. And today is Tuesday and this is coming out tomorrow, so all of your trusty words will really help because this isn't filmed like very far in advance at all. But we're gonna start with what I think is the worst, and I think I know what this is, but I feel like it might be something else. And the unfortunate thing is, for the love of God, I absolutely cannot get rid of these. So here is my Hoya Meli, which is usually all this colour at this time of year, but it's not. And it is covered, absolutely covered in mealybugs. And I put some B-roll on the screen now, but it's silly. You can see the adults where it's really fluffy and, you know, they look like mealybugs, but you've also got tiny little white dots and specks, which are the tiny baby mealybugs. And I think this plant is so resilient because these have been getting bad for a long time, and I just haven't. I've wanted to film this so we could talk about this together, and I think delaying that has caused me to let my plant, just get a lot worse. So the ownership is definitely on me. But I'm really sad about it. I feel like there's more going on though, because it kind of looks like there's sap or just droplets of water. And I'm wondering if that is from the mealybugs or whether I'm missing something, whether there's something more going on. It kind of just looks like there's literal droplets of water. So that's the first one, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. The problem here is mealybugs. The thing I'd love to ask you is, how do you get rid of it effectively? Because I have got a rubbing alcohol, and when this plant had one mealybug visible, I'd get a Q-tip, or as we call them here in England, a cotton bud, rub it in alcohol and put it on it and physically remove it. And we've got to this state after me not doing that, keeping on top of it. There must be a better way to get rid of them, because how am I supposed to get rid of all of these? Do I literally drown it and the roots, the whole plant, in hydrogen peroxide? What do I do? I need some advice, because this is bad, and it lives on its own in a corner where no one else lives, so do not worry. This next plant is a shame, just because it hasn't really grown in the approximately 3 to 4 years I've had it. It hasn't really grown much, and when it does, I lose leaves. So it is my variegated peace lily, which honestly I forget about, but it is one of my favorite plants because the foliage is so beautiful, but then it starts going dull. So it will be dull here. This is a newer leaf, but it's more vibrant. It starts going dull and then it will go yellow. And you can see how much I have cut it off. There's lots and lots of cuttings there. So I think my problem is it might be in a too small of a pot. Although when I planted this up, this size pot was fine and it hasn't visibly grown too much. But I'm wondering if the root system might have grown a lot more than I think, because I'm basing it on the leaves. So my thinking is this is in a too small of a pot. I also need to top the soil up because you can see the roots are like, you see how the soil's just dipped down. There's so many plants I need to do that with. So that's what I think is the problem with that one. It doesn't live in a really light spot. It lives in quite a low lit area, but it's a peace lily. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're known to be able to handle. So I don't know why it's the yellowing in the leaves. Maybe I'm leaving it too long to water. I don't know. What do you think? This next one is another Hoya. So I feel like I'm bleaching the leaves a little bit. It's in a south-facing window in the windowsill. But that's not what I want advice on. It's the scarring, like you see here, like that brown scarring. Like, what is that from? Because it's kind of getting it here, there, and a little bit of everywhere. It does need a water. It's feeling pretty light. It was living next to that other Hoya, but not near it. Oh, it was living next to it on the windowsill, but it wasn't living like right next to it. It was a good distance. But this is a new leaf here. It's so pretty. But there is a mealybug there. So it does have mealies. And when they're that small and that little, it's so easy to get rid of them. But there's literally no mealybugs anywhere else. It was just on that leaf. And I had a little good look the other day, and that leaf was so small. But yeah, do mealybugs stay in the area on the windowsill? I don't know. It just seems really pale. Maybe it's getting bleached. I think that's what I'm going to go with. It's getting bleached, but I'm not sure where that scarring is coming from. So let me know. This next one, I'm going to just take the nursery pot because the cement pot is a bit heavy. I don't know. This is just getting worse and worse. And normally I take these yellow leaves off because this side of them they're horrendous. They look just so bad. But I haven't done that for the sake of this video. And I stopped myself doing that yesterday. And I was like, I absolutely must film a video tomorrow when I've got time. So yeah, it's got very, very yellow leaves. But not only that, the backs of the leaves are kind of brown and dotty. So there's B-roll on the screen so you can have a really good view. It is still growing new leaves, so it's not stunting its growth. It gets watered pretty regularly. I don't know. I actually don't know what's wrong with this one. I started thinking it's like a fungal thing, like rust or something, but some of the people at the allotment have rust and it just doesn't marry up with that. And I've had rust on plants before, so I'm not sure what's wrong with this one. I really do need some help with that one because that's the one that I'm constantly having an issue with. Okay, this next one is in the front bedroom, and I'm wondering if that is the reason it's not happy. But I will turn you around and you can show me or tell me what you think. It is just a standard Monstera. It is yellowing in leaves, and I think it's because I'm watering them here in situ rather than taking them into the shower to water, so they're not getting the real dose of water that they need. That's my verdict. Also, they need dusting because they're in our reno room. They need dusting all the time. That is it for my salad plants. I think that's enough to deal with at any one go. But I have a feeling I'm never going to get rid of those mealybugs on that Hoya because, like I say, I have been trying for years and they seem to go away, but then come spring, summer, they just come back with a vengeance. So it doesn't seem to be too much heavy damage to that plant, and I really like it, and I'd really like to save it if I can. The variegated epipremnum, so the epipremnum, the one that is like yellowing and it's got like weird marks on the back. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm not in love with it. I haven't been in love with it ever since I got it. It's always been a bit of a weird problem plant. But it's just getting worse, it's getting progressively worse. And I think because I'm not that bothered about saving it, I'm kind of tempted to prop it and restart that plant. But I'm not sure. But I think that's the way I'm going to go with that one. The next is the other Hoya. I have just, as you've seen, spotted some mealybugs on there, just on a new leaf, but I don't know what the scarring's from. I really love that plant, so I hope I can keep that one. I've had that for a long time. And the Monstera, I bought those from the market. I think one was £6 and one was £12, and probably not even that. They were really cheap. And I've had them for ages. I have lost so many leaves. They are so resilient. They keep growing. And I plan to one day love them so much. Them have a big corner in a good spot in the house. But until that day, they're just going to stay there because they're really big and bulky. They stay there through winter, and it gets really, really cold in that room in winter because holes in the walls and the ceilings and stuff. And they're still with me. So I'm not too worried about that at all. It's just, yeah, it's the others. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a weird one, like diagnose my plants with me. I feel like I get so much feedback from you in terms of what could be wrong with my plants and what I should try. So I really hope that I kind of get some answers for this. I really hope so, because I really need them. But if you have any problems with your plants, I hope you're also able to reach out to people like on Instagram or like friends that also like plants and also get help. Because it is really nice just having peace of mind and talking. Like, I think that's a really nice thing about the plant community, is that like you all discuss your plants together and you all help each other. So I hope that you're also able to get like the help. And if you do have any questions that you think you want a second opinion on, just fire them over to me on Instagram, and I will be very happy to help diagnose your plants, because I really hope I'm not the only one that seems to be struggling.